¿Qué pasa to the pack? It is Pack here,
aka your mama's best friend.
and in today's video, NBA 2K21 Next Generation screenshots and also ratings of players have been released, and I want to go through every single rating and talk about which ones are accurate, which ones are inaccurate, which face scans look good and bad, and etc. But before this video starts, so be an OG, join the pack, and subscribe. And I do want to say something quickly. So I was going to do the top 10 players in 2K, but then again, they're missing a lot of players in this. Like, they're missing Kawhi, they're missing Anthony Davis, so I can't really make a top 10 players in 2K list because, well, they haven't been shown yet. So when they show them, then I'll make that list, and we'll talk about that more in depth later. And then also, I'm not going to do a graphics comparison just yet because I want to do that either for another video. But for the most part right now, I'm just kind of giving my reaction to these ratings, telling you guys if some players have been upgraded or downgraded and what I think about them. So first up, we have Zion Williamson, who obviously was the best rookie of the NBA. Obviously, Ja Morant had the better rookie season, but like I think we can all agree when we watch Zion Williamson play, dude's a monster. And 86 overall for somebody who hasn't really proven himself that much yet, it sounds about right to me. You know, he has a shaky jump shot, even though he had that crazy game against the Spurs. I think he's going to be tied with Brandon Ingram as the best player on the Pelicans, so I think that sounds about right for me, for the most part, for Zion Williamson. Up next is Cardiac Kemba Walker, 86 overall. Kemba Walker did have a shaky parts of the season. It's weird because he's kind of inconsistent because there's so much talent on the Celtics. He can't be like the guy who's averaging like 25 on the Hornets. Now it's different now, so he really is just a scorer and he has inconsistent moments. So 86 overall for Kemba Walker, I do feel is maybe a little low, but about right to where he should be. Next we have Jalen Brown, another player, but in my opinion, I think Jalen Brown has shown a lot more this season than Kemba Walker. I personally believe if Kemba Walker is an 86 and Jalen Brown should be an 87. That's my opinion. Maybe Celtics fans completely disagree with me. Maybe that's the case, but I think Jalen Brown does basically everything on the floor really, really freaking good, and I think he should be at least a little higher in my opinion. Up next is Mr. COVID himself, Rudy Gobert. So Rudy Gobert, 87 overall. Sounds about right, when really all you do is rebound, play defense, and like a couple buckets here and there. That's where I'm going to expect a player like you to be. And then Jamal Murray, 87 overall. I don't know, man. After those series he was having in the playoffs, dude was playing like an 89 overall, maybe even a 90 overall. If we're really being honest, he literally led them to a conference finals, somehow beat the Clippers while he was the leading scorer on the team and putting up ridiculous numbers. I think how he was playing, maybe in the regular season is different, but how he was playing, he should be like an 89 overall at least, right? Up next is Trey Young. First of all, can we just say how awful that face scan is? Maybe it's early. I think it's the hair. I think the hair is inaccurate as hell, like just straight up, but that's my opinion. But 88 overall, I think is perfect for him. He's a great scorer. He's a great playmaker on a bad team. So that's where he should be. Up next is Devin Booker, a great scorer, a great player on a bad team, but he did go undefeated in the bubble, so based off of that you could argue he could be like an 89 overall, but 88 again is about right. Also, that face cam is amazing. If we're just gonna be honest, that's probably one of the better face cams I've seen so far. Up next is Donovan Mitchell, 88 overall. You know, the Nuggets made it to the conference finals and Donovan Mitchell was almost able to will the Jazz past them right in the playoffs without Bojan Bogdanovic, so you could argue that he could be a little better, but 88 overall, again, is more or less where he should be, and I think that's about where I'm going to keep him. Klay Thompson, this one I am offended, and I even mentioned it on Twitter, 89 overall is incorrect for Klay Thompson. I understand that he is hurt, or he got hurt, so whenever someone's hurt, 2K usually brings down the rating a little bit to be realistic, but Klay Thompson was one of the best 3-and-D players in the league. He was a player that could actually get 70 or 60 at any moment at any game because he was that good. One of the best shooters in the NBA, probably second best behind Curry, and one of the better defenders in the league. I can't name you a lot of people that I think are better than Klay Thompson on paper, and I think he should at least be in the 90 overall club, never anything below unless he proves anything like that. So that's my opinion. Up next is Jayson Tatum in the 90 overall club. I think that's an accurate rating. I also think that if Jayson Tatum is a 90 overall, Klay Thompson should also be a 90 overall. Again, my opinion. But still, Jayson Tatum is accurately a 90. You could even maybe bump him up a little bit if you really like wanked it, but I think 90 is good. Kyrie Irving, 90 overall. I can't say that he shouldn't be at least a 90 overall because we've seen Kyrie Irving work and how good he is, and even there was a time when he was a 93 overall, pushing even 94 at one point. So when he's healthy, he is one of the greatest players in the league. but he's never healthy anymore, and he's always kind of missing games, so I don't know how good he is anymore. But you cannot push him behind a 90, so I think at least a 90. With Jimmy Butler, y'all are gonna get mad at me. So Jimmy Butler is great. He led a team to the finals. There's no doubt about how good Jimmy Butler is, and he even had that game where he basically played every single minute of the playoff game and led the Heat to a win. Like, when we say Jimmy Butler is good, we mean it. He can do everything on the floor really well and is one of the best defenders in the league perimeter wise. But throughout a season, I don't think he was a 93 overall. That's a little high when we're looking at who he's being compared with, like, for example, Kyrie Irving, who we know is in that level too. But, you know, because I can't bring him down because of how good he is, but I think that when the first roster update comes out after the season starts, maybe it's going to be a little lower. Luka Doncic, 94. I know a lot of people think it should be higher. I know a lot of people that think it should be lower. I actually think that's perfect for him. Again, I mean, yeah, you lost in the first round, but I mean, your team was okay. You lost to the freaking Clippers, who have an extreme amount of talent on the team. You are obviously good, putting up record numbers in your second season. I mean, it's dumb to think that you should be anything below a 94. And I think putting you above a 94 would be possible, but I think 94 is about where he should be. Damian Lillard, 95. I mean, if you saw how he was playing in the bubble, you wouldn't really argue this. Also, face scan looks amazing, like one of the better looking graphically players in this game. So yeah, but 95 is definitely where he needs to be. So Steph Curry, 95. Obviously, if you know anything about Steph Curry in his prime, playing on a good team, 95 is a disgrace. But again, when you play a season with nobody on your team, he'll never be lower than 95 in my opinion, but I think he can be a 96 when the season starts. I think Kevin Durant, 95 is completely incorrect. I know he's injured and I know he has a terrible injury that very few people come back from, but it's Kevin freaking Durant. And when I show you who's next on this list, you're gonna roll your eyes, because you can't have Kevin Durant as not a top 3 player when he's as good as he is, because up next is James Harden, and I'm sorry, you cannot have James Harden above Kevin Durant. You cannot. I understand that Kevin Durant is injured, and that's probably the only reason, but 96 James Harden, then Kevin Durant should be at least also 96. That's just my personal opinion. But James Harden, 96, when, I mean, you're scoring as much as you are and also playmaking as well as you are, duh, you're gonna be that high. Giannis, 97, and I was gonna have a problem with this, but we'll talk about this in a second. 97 is great. I mean, one of the most dominant seasons ever last year. He has been amazing. Sure, he messed up in the playoffs and the Heat absolutely dominated him, but it doesn't change the fact that he himself is good. Maybe just the team he's been on is not great, but he himself is amazing and he deserves to be 97. And at number 1, who else do you think it is? LeBron James.
I want my damn respect too.
98 overall. Obviously, you know, some people think he could be 99, and I do agree, but I do think there was times in LeBron James' career where he was better. Therefore, you can't make him a 99 when he used to be better than what he is now. So 98 is about good. I do think he should be the best player in the NBA rating-wise, because he has deserved it and earned it over and over again. That makes sense to me, and that's where he needs to be unless ever proven wrong. So that's 98 is the perfect rating for LeBron James. That is my opinion of these ratings and also face scans and all this stuff. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with 2K or disagree? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like this channel, give it a sub, and I'll see you guys next time.